Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Saturday, July 1st, around 7 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. A new record in Texas, the nexus of the Schmexus. A large hailstone from Sanger has set a new regional record, 384 grams. Holy macaroni. This baby, maximum diameter of 5.9 inches and weighed almost a pound. I hope you have your helmets on. The big story, Canada's record wildfire season continues to hammer the U.S. air quality. Keep calm. It's boom time. 4 North American cities now near the worst air quality in the world as of yesterday. New York, Washington, D.C., Montreal, and Toronto had some of the worst air quality in the world yesterday, and the smoke continues to pour in. Let's move the smoke map back and take a look at the forecast. So here is the current update, and you can see it is still quite smoking up in the Northeast, Boston and north, but there is a reprieve, and the skies will be clearing over the next 24 hours or so as we head into the 4th of July weekend. It should clear up, especially in most of the East Coast. Here you can see us heading into the weekend. Most of that smoke is going to dissipate, and that is good news. Plus, we have rain coming in the latter forecast that may put out many of those fires that are up in Canada to begin with. Weekend weather, wows. Texas town breaks record high for 11 straight days. And, well, that's just crazy. Take a look at some of these temperatures. It began with 111 on the 18th, 109, 113, 115, 108, 108, 108, 110, 111, 110, 108. But these are normal high temperatures for Texas. It's not particularly hot. It's been this hot in the past. And on to that hailstone. A hailstone that fell on June 15th, 2023 set a new record for the largest in North Texas, the nexus of the Schmexus.
A hailstone that fell in Sanger earlier this month has broken a regional record. Look at your screen here. The National Weather Service tweeted it measured 5.9 inches in diameter. Okay, so how big is that? The size of a large grapefruit. It weighed nearly 1 pound.
That is one massive chunk of ice indeed. The largest hailstone ever from Sanger, Texas. Now here's more hail stories or hail woes. Baseball-sized hail wreaks havoc on $1 million 5.2 megawatt community solar project in Nebraska, destroying over 14,000 solar panels. And it is a debacle. Take a look at that. That is absolutely a travesty. Look at the damage here as we blow this up for you. Look at that. Would you just look at it? And this poor community, I mean, that's almost complete, that is complete devastation. But I do digress. This is the new Green New Deal we're setting up, and a lot of people not using common sense. On a not-so-sunny day in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, a 5.2 megawatt solar farm, part of the Nebraska Public Power District Sunwise program, was recently destroyed by baseball-sized hail. The incident underscores the vulnerability of green energy infrastructure to these weather conditions. Hello. Severe storms are threatening the July 4th weekend. Here is this, well, that's not the threat. Here is the full forecast. Severe weather potential and dangerous heat. Dangerous heat continues for portions of the south, southeast, southwest, and interior sections of California. Severe thunderstorms and heavy rainfall will affect portions of the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic region, and into areas of the Northeast. Air quality will continue to improve across the Great Lakes and Northeast, and you can see those warnings are now limited to just a few dozen counties, most of Michigan, unfortunately. Those heat warnings and watches are in salmon here and in magenta, as well as here in the Southwest. So heed those warnings and be well hydrated through the 4th of July weekend. Good news, we've got lots of precipitation showing up in the east, as well as eastern Canada to put out many of those fires, as well as the monsoon returning to the Four Corners region. Looks like about the 9th of July, and then starting to add up through mid-July. Good news, we are parched here and we need some moisture to quelch those wildfires. Bad news is almost no precipitation coming to California or Western Oregon, Western Washington as well. Seismic update, there are no quakes of note worldwide, very low level activity. Good news on the seismic front. Bad news on the Charticle front and the climate change narrative. Study shows volcanic eruptions are becoming more frequent due to climate change. The only problem is they don't explain it ever once in this article. How are climate change and volcanoes linked? Well, it says that volcanoes cause the temperature to cool Earth. So I don't know what's going on here. It's a switch. It's a clickbait. Switcheroo. Kilauea volcano has ceased erupting. And that is good news. There are no other large developments in the volcanic data over the last 24 hours. Anything changes, we will keep you informed. And all the links to everything we talk about will be below. Quick space weather news update. The sun has been quiet for 48 hours. We have one sunspot that is now turning around the limb. Let's take a look at the latest HMI intensity, and that'll give us a good look at that sunspot. So the way Earth-facing quiet works, that any moment now we should get a large M flare or potentially an X flare from this as it turns away from Earth, posing absolutely no threat to us. The incoming spots are more like pepper flecks, and this is a very weak solar maximum we are experiencing currently, July 1st, 2023. The 3-day geomagnetic forecast is showing all quiet for the next 3 days. KP is around 1. And that's about it. We did have an impressive eruption of plasma observed on the backside of the sun, which is not going to affect Earth. So, good news as far as space weather. Now let's talk about that global warming. You're looking at July 1st, percent of stations above 95 degrees versus the year going all the way back to 1895. And this is for all U.S. Historical Climatology Network stations. And you can clearly see a trend down, where 1931 was the hottest July 1st ever. And, well, the last 6 years have been the coldest July 1sts ever. Those are the data points. You want more data points? Join us Tuesday, July 4th in Crestone for the 4th of July celebration, Freedom and Unity, where there's going to be a parade, a soapbox derby, and bands all day. Blue Rooster, Shomai Hikaru Taiko, Los Mochetes, Rocket Parade, Onda. The party goes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That is 12 hours of Powers, downtown Crestone, where you can hang out with Diamond and Leah, and a $500 grand prize for the Soapbox Derby race. Thank you to all the sponsors and everyone that brings these awesome vibes to Crestone. I hope to see you there on Tuesday. Now, don't leave us just yet. In just under an hour, Leah and I will be doing an amazing expose on the fact that humans' ancestors survived the asteroid impact that killed the dinosaurs. It used to be called the KT boundary. It's now referred to as the KPG boundary, or the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event. So join us for a full analysis of what is going on with the KT boundary science in just a moment over at Magnetic Reversal News. All the links will be below. We're going to be covering some really interesting general geology as well. I think you'll enjoy it, and that's a boom to knowledge. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people. It helps us grow the channel as we are shadow banned. Become a Patreon, support the work we do, and watch all of our content commercial-free in one place. We love you, and we'll see you in Crestone.